there'll be time. I remember Facebook when I feel marking kind comments, lawyer, I baby.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Vetting so far, from where you sit and monitoring the vetting process.
You made a CP, Odi can mean chia, it's a funina. Mema Adom FM Funa multimedia group in our official. I'm the Afinian and the first time I would without Bahade, me chia, it's a funa member official.
That's right.
Me find chia Kesoma. Western region for and at it with your constituency or another Roma in the year represent one or Parliament of Ghana. Meji Yamidi, then Yame Adoma, a Juma Kesa, order in Nimni in Ayebeboa, Nayashe, Nayatuton Zamama, Ifiansu, Wafanin Tampa, Ifra. As you rightly asked, so far, since Ghana Foto Abama or Mpensenpensenmu John Dramani Mahama obedi president constitution man kwande obe pow nkrofo a obe boane ma wetum waye na adwuma no he exercised that constitutional mandate to appoint ministers a on won be adwuma na the same emra oye yen constitution na chede se o Mpensenpensenmu pow nkrofo de on won be adwuma or se there se nipa na minister na deputy minister or did ba parliament na parliament wo vet nipa no na se wo ye dem ni wi ansa na o Mpensenpensenmu etum wa kodona wa soe the person in so in the course of it the president has nominated a couple of people. I think so far almost about 23 ministers of state the wombra na parliament want to onano efa wona udi kan pa on I think the Attorney General,
yes, the Finance Minister,
Finance Minister, Dr. Kisela Atuforsen, and then also it was Attorney General, Finance Minister, and then Energy Minister, yes, Mpensenpensenmu John Abdullah Jinapo. From there, when you now work with the vetting process, the opportunity that has been given to them, all of them have distinguished themselves very fairly. Extra questions I will pose them in Boya. It means that they have understanding of the ministries that they have been given to go and serve. Until when their report came to Parliament, and so you shared the general report appointment committee what the bay, and we gave unanimous approvals so far, all the way through. The last one was the one that Honorable Muntaka Mohammed was given the Ministry of Interior, amongst others. Appointment committee, let me take it from the point of the committee itself. Standing orders of Parliament, Section 110 of the Constitution, all my Parliaments, when the Nangsa Obe Fanembra, that is what we call the standing orders of Parliament. Standing orders, yen set up an appointment committee, and the committee is normally chaired by the party in government. So the chairman currently, Honorable Bernard Ahiafo, who is our first deputy speaker, chairs the committee, and the minority leader is the ranking member of the committee. In the committee in the composition, you have the majority having about 7 or so members of the appointment committee. The minority has about 4 members of the appointment committee, making it about 15. And then we have what we call subject matter members. It is other committees are here set up in Parliament. Ubia other committee that them minister now were nominating and Obekwa report to that committee in Parliament. You take some 2 or 3 members of that committee to also be part of the vetting committee. So that is what you see. And then the nature of the vetting process is that every member of Parliament has the right to ask any question that he deems is relevant. You should know the Parliament is the embodiment of the people. Parliament na the representation of Ghanaians. Parliament ma ho kwan de answer na wo be bisa obi abibi no. The people can send their questions and comments and what they expect from us as members of Parliament to ask them. I'm meeting our example from Western region. Nkrofo send questions every day.
Okay.
In the area of land and natural resources. So many people give us questions. So when you see MPs asking questions, so would be some questions. Many times it is from the constituents and people across the country who are asking members of Parliament to ask those sector ministers the questions. It's been very exciting. I think the committee has conducted itself very, very responsibly, and then so far. The people too that have come, I think they've done a good job. It's so far so good in terms of the appointment.
Okay, but in that two, let me call them unfortunate incidents happened yesterday. The first one on social media, which came to the attention of the chairman of the committee, and then the second one was right in the house. And in fact, both has really drawn public attention. And in fact, from both sides of the chamber, yesterday I was impressed how the Education Minister, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, spoke on the matter, and then the Honorable MP for Etiwa West also spoke on the matter. I mean, from both sides. But what would you say? Of course, Parliament is taking steps, but Mokodo Neda, social media, Oliver Bakavomawo, alleging the vetting committee, Wajiska, and our vet and Krofubi. I mean, let's start from there. Let's start from Oliver Nsem.
Medasipi, I know Oliver Vamawo very well. Or I meet to law school. So he's my graduating colleague or Ghana School of Law. I was their president at the Ghana School of Law. I know Oliver very, very, very well. I know how strong and passionate he is when it comes to politics and national affairs. But Eshe, the way Nzama Akko over time and how he has responded to certain matters, it becomes very worrying. For example, this issue about alleging against honorable members of Parliament, the Waji, Sika, and Sana were approved. And in fact, he didn't even say all, he placed it at the doorstep of the majority. Also, the majority members of Parliament, majority for now, one what Jessica one nominees and Sana. Now, this country, we should be very careful about the way we do things because I wanna you are a lawyer. You know that you cannot just allege or make an allegation against a group of people and leave it there without evidence. In Parliament, you have 275 members currently sitting. Echo Appointment Committee, you have about 15 to 20 people working at the Appointment Committee. Now, if you make that allegation, that wild allegation, without backing it there, asimesi another obint. I'm not sure the Erugubi and Hufi. Now, the public now will read that publication. Anybody they see in the Appointment Committee is a suspect. And then you then have to come out at your own individual level to defend yourself whether you know anything about it. So it's very, very, very dirty and bad. I don't know his basis for the allegation. As a lawyer, he who alleges must prove. And menjina anka nche me hu de asema orikano oyenokwa another obwa. But my point is that the moment you made the allegation, you should have substantiated the allegation. And that is why I commend the leadership of Parliament. The Wade Assembly, Wadi Tugano, they have also taken the steps to invite him to come and justify or explain that cause. He has acknowledged the fact that Nensa Aka invitation and he's going to appear before Parliament. So we would wait for him to come and establish that point. But Nipano Adekoya, then when you make these allegations, it goes wild. A lot of people hear it and they take it to be true. It's by the time I ever back they be okay, man can ye another mechanic. The extent to which the damage had gone, it is always difficult to clear the people whose integrity has been impugned. And I am pleading with Ghanaians, particularly when it comes to members of parliament here represent the people of Ghana. Or said when you say something that asema ebeka into enchim, the men can't infant to members of parliament one because as I speak to you now from my constituency in Ifia, they know what I stand for. They know my belief system. When him there, me corrupt. When him there, me be make us by heart. When him there, me dimiuni. So if I'm a member of parliament today and then somebody makes such an allegation, obi tipa obeka it's a lawyer called parliament or the new one called parliament and it's very unfortunate. So I would look forward to today. Parliament is sitting this morning. We will give the committee the opportunity to interrogate him when he comes, and then let's see what he puts on the table, and then we take it.
And then the second issue, which has to do with the honourable minority chief whip, chief whip, friend and MFA Hardcastle, and that. The verbal altercation that went on in Parliament.
Okay, no, that's CP. You see, another thing I also said in Crawford has said the Parliament. We are not saying that parliamentarians are gods, or they are above any law. Parliamentarians are ordinary Ghanaians. They are ordinary citizens. I want to Obama one day. One brand, one beboa, Embrashibigwa, Ejuma yeye. So I believe anybody at all has the right to ask anybody any question, and so on and so forth. But Parliament is an institution. In the FIM constitution will provide that anybody that comes within the presence of Parliament, presence of Parliament, baby jitum there or a part of parliamentary functions in the echo committee rooms will be within the presence of Parliament. Yes. To the appointment committee area or within the presence of Parliament. When you come within those presence, you are within the institution of Parliament. And that is a very big platform or an environment that you need to dignify. And to make United States one capital. And then you think that when even to access capital, you need to have a basis of going there.
Absolutely.
And when you go there, you are supposed to conduct yourself in such a way and manner that will not bring the institution of the legislature into disrepute. And yes, what the narration is, I wasn't there. And I'm not going to give an eyewitness account. I'm a basis here in Sema Okodo on the floor when Honorable Minority Chief Whip reported the incident to the Speaker of Parliament. Its net narration was that they had suspended the process of vetting because of Oliver Baka Voma allegation against members of Parliament. So the minority had raised it and they were in discussion with the majority whether they should continue or they should come up with a Kwana Wobe Fadra Wobe bring Oliver in. So it had been a tussle between the majority and that is Parliament. In Parliament, say Mbema during the Onjo, because everybody would have to make sure that the right thing is done. It is a China say members of Parliament there were Kasa was struggle be that is the platform that Parliament is creating. Parliament is a platform that will be our representative biano chewadren vociferously as you want to do it. So the narration is that in between that space, the lady in question, I don't know personally. I've seen her pictures prior to when the appointment of her as CEO of, I think, Petroleum Commission.
Yes.
Or Ben, that was the first time I googled her, and I got to know she's also a lawyer. And so I was wishing her well, looking at her persona in the media landscape and the few things that I saw. I could only wish her well in my head. In Amisu, okay, Mahama is giving a lot of opportunities to the young people, and particularly some women.
Yes.
And so it is very encouraging and refreshing. I wished her well. So when it came up there, she's the same person that had uttered those statements now to our minority rep. I was completely taken aback. Now one, I don't expect the ubia at this time and age in a ubia wa ku school drichi. Even if you feel provoked, ebe utter those words to a colleague or a fellow human being. Asema into men kan hukun. Into men kan papa. If it was honorable majority chiefship, Oye Nelson Dafia Mepo, ena Ujina wana de ni leader, Honorable Mahama Yaga Ujinawa. I don't think she can look into their faces and use those expressions against them. So why are you using those expressions against the minority? One, it means that you minority enimtia. And you could hear that call of micro minority. You know, when people say those micro minority, what do you know when you be a warrior? You are doing nobody anything. Ghana for NDC, a great number of members of parliament.
Yes.
The same Ghanaians, Wama MPP for also some representation in parliament. The question is, I will keep our majority no fire Jumana for Ghana for. Minorities so end in there, you better observe the work of the government and give them constructive criticisms. Where they deserve praise, we praise them. And you know, those utterances I think are very unfortunate. And then when we came to the floor, I think they said she had initiated the process of apologizing. But according to the minority chiefship, that apology was lame because we had any remorse.
In fact, I spoke with minority chief whip this morning on my show.
Okay.
And Oka Chairman there, even after apologizing on her way out of the house,
the corridors, it's on parliament as an institution, and that is where I am not of the view that parliament should also use its inherent powers to punish. Parliament by the constitution in a standing orders, can article 122 of the constitution.
My education
talking about contempt of parliament.
Yes.
Okay. If I have your permission, let me just say an act or omission which obstructs or impedes in the performance of its functions, or which obstructs or impedes a member or officer of parliament in the discharge of his duties, or affronts the dignity of parliament, which tends to either directly or indirectly to produce that result, is contempt of parliament. Now, EBA 123, also where an act or omission which constitutes contempt of parliament is an offence under the criminal law, the exercise by parliament of the power to punish for contempt shall not be a bar to the institution of proceedings under the criminal law of Ghana. This is a very, very dangerous provision in the constitution. Constitution is a first and foremost adibia ubibeye. Another onye with an intention that or say parliament nejuma oriye. Another obesu nipa oye MP kwan. Another officer of parliament will be a speaker wama ni tum de onye juma on ni behalf. Ebesu ne kwan on nejuma oriye hu na ontum okwe nejuma no oye contempt of parliament. Now, parliament has the power to commit you to this contempt and punish you. Under your standing orders, so your committee, to contempt. Let me give you our standing orders. I think order 30, order 33, 31, 32, 33.
Okay.
Edeba yen orders say when an act complaint of contempt and breach of parliamentary privilege. Also, member that was where Adom prayer came under, and then it is referred. Also, when member in contempt of parliament or breach of parliamentary privilege, Officer of Parliament in contempt. So generally, as I go through the general contempt and I was looking for the punishment for you. The provision is that Parliament or coming to contempt obotum wamao a fine, and then also give you jail sentence in contempt. So Parliament has that power to commit. All more them punishments now. Constitution is there. The Parliament can still allow the criminal law because it's a criminal offense. So the criminal law can also be instituted against you and punished. Now, what it means is that in Ghana we call something double jeopardy. And punish will be twice for the same offense. It is against the criminal jurisprudence of Ghana. So the only time I will be able to punish it twice is under this provision.
Wow.
Where Parliament can punish you and the criminal court can also punish you for the same offense. And that is so that obi ba parliament and obi bu parliament in India. So I think, but I don't want parliament and I don't support the situation where Bibi obi abeyebia unche yebia and Edinburgh the parliament yen punish and yen magnify like we've done sparingly. Black Rasta made some disparaging statements against parliamentarians. They called him, he apologized on the floor, and then they let him go. I think in this instance, an unqualified apology, not only to Frank Anodompreh, but to the entire institution of Parliament by the lady should suffice for us to move on.
But then Obisu Baby sir, will that apology be deterrent enough for future, I don't know.
So the thing is, Obwa in the education of the Ghanaian public.
Okay.
I believe that when she was doing that, she might have not averted her mind that she was even within the presence of Parliament.
Yeah.
Nkrofo dwende be a Parliament na inde ewo chamber na edede. But as I said, Parliament is bigger than just the chamber.
Yes.
Anywhere Parliament work is going on, it is considered a part of Parliament. And yabe kodana ye educate the Ghanaian populace.
Very important.
And this is a case, she's a lawyer, but she might not have known some of these things. And it's good to educate, and then a lot more Ghanaians were better say now would debu Adama institution, and I think the education is what was.
All right, Medase Papa and lawyer Isaac Buamanyako, member of Parliament for Efia constituency, and yeten Kanabija Fon Kaino so Aba Meofa Akwesia Day Odike, founder and leader Union Government Wafa Aba Wafa dem Safi Shase Menene Shiabako, and Miami MP Honorable Nicholas Amankwa. Honorable, my mama of Aqua Banana Numbi. Over Afisha Pabio.
I've been coming to you.
Apombo de
Admarako.
Yedanyamiasi. Of my member, Honorable Amankwaso Aquaba. Honorable Afijapa.
I've been coming to you.
Member Trim Council. Wow. Amenfi East Mrashebejeni Nicholas Amankwa ena yetene nkano ofodike ma membra wo hwe enra vetin no niema mi no ekọ so ne di kan eye Oliver Bakavoma wode a enei Parliament kwa ton safre no poster okoye in fact pointing out and alleging say appointment committee and a vetting committee no wamu jisika in fact majority members on the vetting committee no mujisika sana woma apase enkrofoma woma fa vetting no emu ene ye dikan ne etosumi no eye ne ekoso kama friends akasakasa ekoso between minority chief whip Honorable Frank Anodompreh and the acting CEO for Petroleum Commission and also so nkoma da honma epese de eno ehase ofa
yo mamenchia Ghana for Ajibre ETN Aminchia me two honorable sir and minimum babidi say adwuma.
That's right.
Also me hu watch enemum ya adwuma ma afia kɔ na wie afi muni na ya adwuma mbedum for the Bible say odwuma ni akatu afata no ma hwɛ moni mu amentewe obadane ngomo no oze de mu asesa obadane ngomo oze wadi mu asesa
Ofa de mi so Ofa ode my enfan common nsia ha ye kwa ho to de enfensi ha na we are to so me ofa no
you see widespread allegations about corruption. Ewukruma. But kind of all behave like ostrich. I say, I don't know, say corruption is all over. Even per the constitution, you know, are corrupt to the whole system. Excessive power, sedima executive, are corrupt to the whole country. Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. We are in a corrupt environment. And you are parliamentarian, we are one you say, and this our constitution way. And no, Sabaya, Yamobi to me no any trimu them, not too many bachelors say, or be serve the interests of the people. Corruption, dear. Institution be ada na bofu. Institution be wa gana biara about corruption so far mo anu bofu. But na na tikroma and we know what is going on. Mama ma example bako. Please here pure fori. Eja Ghana for nim ka che say o mampanyi kofo ama $5,000 as you say every mama parliamentarians just to approve the sale of Ghana Telecom. Parliamentarians and can be seen it. Woma mo wa eba be seen it. Peace appeal for in na mo free. Ready koto abranti. And me dwun ho me ntiase. Me dwun ho o ma we ma emra no selective. Ya ye nipa be superhuman. Untouchable. In this country, but parliamentarians we pay you. Me would come me sweaty. Men theater said, "You to Mukabosomia." Yet send me court. Then you pay who try to come. Why are they be crying? Yes, say, Oko can when you Parliament, Omomrogana so. Men pay any sub by the no good evidence. If you are so can't be a so me would decay. I dare mean for many who let me to make a baby. But I feel and I know the corruption there. And widespread. We live in a corrupt environment. And parliamentarians want to mean a big corruption free. There's nothing. Politicians will about say, I'm coming to fight corruption. But corruption, to me, we don't fight corruption. We prevent corruption from its occurrences. Now what be your prato with TVC? Was a confirm before make police station because there's police station. They go after criminals. It made a mean to me punwa before make police station. That is what is happening in this country. To be about the son and manifesto, I can say, me fight corruption, parliamentarians, corruption. Ye can no sa na o man pran April. It's our time. Now, ya not sometimes I'm ya ganning because well can call my piano or be the victim of the circumstance. Obia be can cry Ghana, the people will come after you. I know man say and say you should man ye benefit you should na dream nekatas shene sa ne ma no na nya Ghana for you suni ban. And corruption be a way of our life. I just say, I sorry them corruption. Chieftaincy institutions, Ubi never for the Juma, private sector will be a Juma, so be mayor Juma no dino, Obanu. And you see, corruption, I mean, you're limiting it to say, Ebia Ubia Masika now say, Scabia is changing hands. No. Corruption, Nidino. A war, the meaning here very, 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 a friend saying, huge. Yeah, bribery, as a corruption. Thievery, and catching it book what depend 00 can one on found. Divergence of funds, nepotism, cronyism, Sanumanina, as a corruption. ɛna na ɔka sɛ who be president na nipa bi a wɔbrɛ wɔ party no wɔka sɛ nim sɛ adwuma no koraa de kɔma no no ɛwɔ ntimi nyɛ but wɔabrɛ wɔ party no nti ɛmfama no. That is nepotism. And the appointment so from free 1992 bar. We kasa with radio sumaye. We the BTS kamaye. We the BA say near Danyaman. When I'm the manwa, ye liar at 20 chronism. No must say to Mosia. Now, Omanum, they are making the country with impunity.
For a lawyer of Oliver's caliber, any choir of us, even if he has evidence to back Asemno Awokana, Bebia Ode Asemno Ekokotui on Facebook and also on Twitter. Minimum especially for a lawyer of his stature.
I can't say yes to him that monche. Me momo make come someone no evidence. I'm general. But I'm praying sacration. I could go na dey sadia no. Yes ni friend be to boabo na na si bibi so. Na bia owo ni nyina so ento de kan and ebe me de be me niji say okoya wo say evidence ni ni. Me mpaya me boan. Na say hunhuna na ye ni tuase corruption aye kanka e wo ma we mu but everybody be evu said there obi na twa ntwa to obi so and kontompo abedi hene ene obi a wo high position assemble na busa the first thing enya no kore Ghana pedifo first thing ubusa na sama first you be kan say enya no kore na kontompo ntimi and as and forcing kontompo ampata no kra entwa eti no man say no o ma bia kontompo ene di hene no there is no way some be come anim da and majority of the people are resort to lies say eno na mo de be bo mo bra eti me de ukuta panimu ne nsakra no na wo sign from presidency Ghana president Omabako nyina yewura tames a me be hu no ana me hu say papa no de akoma papa ana ne Ghana for better wo mo maka nyina they connive and condone with all this nefarious activities eti me de me bompa say crash no obenya adansidi a ebe prove wo mo attack no wrong now fi any more down say being a parliamentarian you are not above the law because we pay you ya okoma pass young business mo ko yadwuma abre akotua obi ka say a man office bi so onkotra no sa disrespect you onwu ko busa we obi asabe wadwe no kwa nyadwuma look ebi ni dem ami yi edu mi say the constitutions omu etua eto abama no ama mi odike me kwaya adwuma se mfantwa ne kabo so me say onko reni insults on the fellow parliamentarians
but onye MP
onye MP
debi ono na omampani aboni for petroleum debi she just went there okoja ubi ya menka sa okoja ubi in fact she is the acting CEO for Petroleum Commission. I was mama yin edin ya because look ade mo be educated Ghana for visa jama trouble for kese ne ukoja baby na keka bro for kese to ayampia and the say waku school your pieces it teacher ni bi kansim bi na atomitri ma say respect and consideration for others is a sign of an educated person. Respect and consideration for others is a sign of an educated person. Education, and your brother for better church or educated. And you soon buying or conduct how you relate to others, how you present your issues, how would distinguish you from others. And you don't know that classroom lecture and that classroom whatever manners how I'll be conducting
You see, obey micro minority no crowd here and hard winning. If it is say MPP for them say more numbers whom they call parliament, you know, and you're woefully inadequate. But the NDC must be mindful of the fact that say woman 169 pen NDC akufo memo kankanya woman nya so so na duma kodu ba bi omadu no they came akufo no kuta 169 kodu 137 after implementing all the flashy policies. MPP for them do mo yaw papa yi mo ye nana so no nya aduma nana se ama 1% ama mu nyina mu lukula attitude munya obi a say what the free education ba what the district 141 constituency blah 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 after implementing when you we ya na mu vote so mo MP4 swat from 169 to 137
this year
137
yeah.
Na bi kwa nya kokodo say abusofo atwa no hwehye ntina party ne bre na 1% akufo ado but mam na be destroy Ghana ne mo party nya na so makonya micro minority in parliament the best description for mo numbers but baby oba no call way word am mebu fu ni say we issue the word silliness man now what team so very arrogant idea man NDC for MPP for yes you know what they don't learn these two parties alternation of governance keke they don't have anything for this country they don't learn Ushanya man say NDC for start ya 50% of the people abamabu wabro munyan starting adwuma koshe office pampaminipa MPP ba no be the same thing and this ba no be the same thing ye we buy car ye we up from 1992 go back to memory lane ubon say they are much of a muchness bibia so bia no muntem we only go and vote for people to come and disrespect us but kaka de sa young lady e kwakoto onyan kwata office for crime. Look at the way he's behaving to the fellow Ghanaian.
Of until so Mampeni Mahama when you're doing.
On second. Now can say Victoria Hammond was say a damenia $1 million made jai abemu echo. Was it the benya $1 million? One can say that menya $1 million free medjuma as a minister. Say lucky one be no benyo whatever. Yes, one got fee. Now this girl I need get secretary and cabo sume. The behavior no, it doesn't. It's not part of the job description. Where they was starting here. Now, what's your name? We are quite ordinary. SRC. No one ready idea. I'm not very. You see, mommy, I can't crank your mama. We go to put it off. Me yam she shame. I say, Papa Penmo Power Young Tantro. Near defending indefensible. And a monk of Bobby, I may a bet soon. I say, oh, go to watch it. Coco for watching it. Call the book already pa. When go around war. And people doesn't care. Or sharing a crop say, or have any way.
Over the game.
Now, the air can say, sir, and so can we? And I'm in years are serving. To Mestre or Mampeni, Mahama said, so Saber set Ghana. And yes, sir, MPP for Nkwana, you go after them. Wait, a test case for him, a friend litmus test. On prove sampa on Susan Quachasamso. Now, this kind of arrogance, you know, Uncle Naivu no condone, Etiobano, and Neya on Rivo Kuno. Then send a strong signal. A mama, you do call institution.
Me say me wa fa kwesi day ODK founder and leader union government. Two issues all happened in parliament.
CJ
of a hit and a paper.
Or Mpensenpensenmu so. Na beba kon dey say ama obi anwie school.
And I'm I of Bapeni. Oh, Nana, the Americans have been a Kufu de Diano. A Kufu was friend saying a sport child grown up to be reckless. A bina at 2 MPP for Kufu.
Okay.
I'm misleading you into agree.
Yo, CJ, we the amenda was CBM.
Yeah.
Minchia etiefo ni ahwefo. Amo monitor various portals. Na minchia me paying for so any omudi djuma ene.
Ba mimbisa tetrete ukwa masechim. Ba mimbisa nase. No ye.
CJ nyame adom ne ho ye na asem kese na ato ye.
Oh.
If you say your man hene tetrete ukwa masechim. Ni nuani mpon we few more on the 7th of next month.
Oh.
Any year no 1 week. Ono so na oye nipa ono so odi mu pa. Oba my secondary school amekoye. I'm from senior high.
Yes.
All students ono na oye ye chairman. Nana already osanso na oye ohene so. Very business man. Our few mu ya. Enti wasamenfi nyina no yetwa nisu
yako yaba mo yako
nimsenya mebeye CJ menchia awesphobia mu na menchia tiefo na menchia me constituent the good people of Amenfi East or dosun kwa omo domame any NDC amayokuo His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, our constituency chairman Atochi, the regional chairman Anatoku and the entire regional executives, and the president nominee Yera Joseph Nsem, your regional secretary Nyame Adom Enche, Parliament Bejina Tuno Abe regional minister, and our national chairman general. CJ, now me start here for baby Yera Odike EDCS NDC MPP nsem o kan ni nyina no ye same no na ka me peso wa say ono ye businessman no NDC MPP yentumi nye same da. If you say as a businessman ayenim Yero Odike okọ Ashanti region Kumasi to be precise now share na now down kwa Akufo-Addo aban the prospect His Excellency John Dramani Mahama left in 2016 before we left power no na ye live power mo na o share baby omo di business class o mai be do here we can never be the same because Yero Odike no kra no ma free amanone ba no Yera John Dramani Mahama reson the dollar was trading at 4 cedis, it was even 3.8 na now down kwa Akufo-Addo on Yera Baumia who promised some bechi dollar no they left the dollar at 15 to 16 cedis before omo fi aban o share Yera na now down kwa Akufo-Addo any MPP aban na Yera Odike ka say ye nyina ye pepepe no yentumi nya pepepe da because as a business class wo show man ye a car omode agyan ya sisi ya Ghana ye twa ye ho a ye ntwa when NDC was leaving office no wo share a buffers nyina no the sinking fund we left $200 million wo share a oil fund ENI and what is it the two oil force I had back on board, no. We left $270 million. We share the Atuabo gas plant. Ghana's Esla. Now it was set up to, fight all your debtor, war energy sector. This government they can haircut no DJ. So we can never be same. But we share nimpanso huwa. You share the demeanor of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Now we share the readiness to serve. We can never be same. As a businessman, Ghana for nyina no. The okay amene ya adwene say no ma bi e koso nketenkete na nye. Say adebechi won say ebima kobo amako gina baby say aban appointment we nye ho no. I think say ade a see a condemn Yera John Dramani Mahama so the leadership of the party no and so ne party people ne kasa say obi antwe no free. But o sha Yera Osha Maimu, Fourth Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and what me sacrificing the party. Say, the Komunino, even when you're 183 members of parliament, the constitution mandates him to take 60% from parliament, and so about 60 ministers.
ayade ese ye bona baso na business class Ghana fo nyina nya rehemu se owie ne ministers nyina no mo ye 60 a ayase ye bona baso because obi the 120 plus be anye ye members of parliament looking at the experienced hands we have in parliament, looking at the second termers, first termers, numbering up to 183 na emusay na eko cabinet na so Yera John Dramani Mahama say, where Amemuna could let's sacrifice for the interest of the country. So we can never be same. Who shed the Koswa Andra Minia by the SCA? On say a idea, minim say Obia Besusoso. Because even on the floor, you're hearing, Obia. Obia. Because CJ, you can say respect itself is reciprocal. And at the level of parliament, Semia Mijina Hey, the whole Amafis constituency, Nesimi Medium or Major Money. So if you intend disrespecting me, Abraham Oshia, now disrespecting the whole constituency, which was wrong. In a CCA, no Ghana for na to Obama and send a area of the KK. See, I represent you. Yeah, they have every right to criticize us. We are not above criticism at all. Because at the end of the day, no, Ghana Fosi can only try. That doesn't also gives anyone the power or the word sound also be the attempt Brian Yashi. Now, one thing I'm managing on so say, my lifestyle say Nippon we are saying no. I yet there and for more, but Nimpa any the why idea one who say do ye no one ye information I mean I say Assad or no course no or some call back a copa. You are not done pray. I just say, do anyone ye. But the question is, Satem no panachono. Environment now dinner tem no be or how any hobby. So how would a person know say wako panacho? In the interest baby and namubiano. Oba parliamenta. Once I'll be rather 4 walls or parliament idea. It's presumed say you are there on the invitation of the speaker. Nobody enters a parliamenta. Oba kasa wana oba because speaker he is the overall boss of parliament so and proceedings na na question so no and rasadi and ben I said to myself wow obeja Dr. Omane Buama but o share provocation near the na nipa na obeja no san be ha no but the extra say adiwe ba no bia condemn nipa no aye oba so o hwe Ghana ya system mu a say be man e koye ya nka story na different say be ma didi oba tem sanso na oba na koye no ya condemn ono one so leadership call say umbrout may apologize and rano inti ya minya ni say officially no oko apologize iche nua leader Adom pray inti yesi en ye hwe say bi nsibiem na nimpa bia no matter me ka say oba politician na you may have your say who fear how you behave it should be different from say what be a politician no because it's not your private business you are serving the people. You are giving the mandate to serve, not to rule, not to lord. Inti ono ankaya ho. Now one unique things are Yera Mahama Yera Mahama when he was ushering the ministers of Mukoyedma, he told them say Moko som Ghana for ho brasiemu. Yera Mahama said that because MPP opposition Mukoye eye hantani ahomaso kan ho bi. Ghana for kan sem choma muntie kan ho bi. Na yesi be bia obi atiato no so won antina oduru ha no are very careful so yes and run it was very unfortunate and it is good every Ghanaian bia na condemn te be say you are not on prenso ono so odebeche na parliament so aka no na kame aka nyina na oba de call so about corruption no na alleging that members on the vetting or committee no omoji sika also allege but Ghana no allege no to mo obi kan sem bia no agu obi a onfi I think say almost say the rule of the game is evidence and looking at the level as a lawyer now allege so me ban me say I will be very careful say let's give him that benefit of the doubt say being a lawyer knowing the law no ebia onim ni najina bibisu ntina ra or kasan but so najina bibisu kra na ye build your mind now that shouldn't be the way to present it at least over to me I communicate it through speaker say this because at the end of the yenim guasia e kan Ghana nyina ayenim guasia nso at that very moment I vetting no it means a system na say jokes be I say a normal thing be na but looking at the process it's not easy. That process no say me amenya akwanya me kasama me party and then me represent ya me fees and no me gina ba bi akasa bi ameka and no say me politics here SM here very much careful and minim say vet no it has humbled people no munim say omo ye on all and until na me boy yera amakofi bo abaso the minister or call airlines of free region during his vetting process. Honorable Adom asked him a question. Say, Honorable, okay, say you made a statement. Abraham Moye campaign in here. Then, or so if that's what I said, I'm here sorry. And looking at his demeanor, now I can say I admit it, so sorry no. Then in Pebia, we idea, so who say so between what you say I can sorry. Now vetting platform no is not platform for air jokes. Into our ledger. You try say no beba no be prove na at parliamentarians we now near say young politicians so no sometimes you kasa na ma abonte so for no e judge. This morning I was watching some past videos via approvals via Besinko na members of parliament bi mo abetwam see na yera odikebo PC appeal for when he said that he was a member of parliament then. Yes. So that perception is being created outside there. So the question is, now or ye parliamentarian in Tiana? Yes. You say, but mochichi su finsu ase be catch us say, then chema wa ye nechini. Enti parliament as an institution, and so no, ye members of parliament no, ye kasa. Even though ye free political parties here, but ye chance ye be protect ye near protect the house no. But me de minjin this say. Obia wakoji ademudie ansana ye bevet no because the process omu komu no I say yen call committee levels. Me I was a member of the employment and state enterprise committee and all the state enterprise and state organization they come before us with their balance sheets. Omo ba the way you squeeze you no some of the CEOs no as omo wo show mu dimi na ne ombetena wa perception here dey be omode ban say parliament here walk away something but you know they come back no much say wow you be sunya bibi into parliament say benya agro na yedi no process na kon look at Endra the time almost spend it was was Omanebo. Yeah, I said to myself say, why this so we members of parliament obi kassetia members of parliament Ghana nyina no wakasetia because we are representing
with the issue with Omanebo, you felt it was unparliamentary?
No, it was parliamentary. But I realized only say and one security expert to raise that one just after the whole process on say interior defense these are sensitive area ministry. So enye bibia na see expose ye ho to the public. And also realize say yero Omanebo amano so no challenges we na beba because we NDC we winning power this year now. No you're very very instrumental. It is some of the things course no but in a nutshell no that was the beauty of democracy. And he proved to every single Ghanaian say yero John Dramani Mahama His Excellency ni put that although mo be resetting agenda no solid because we share the course so all the ministers are about before the vetting committee no CJ who chrome hatchet we share upfan one by one now compare previous way vetting near the akoswa we share responding to issues various ministries say resetting agenda is on course na Ghana fonya bo train hwe na yera John Dramani Mahama toto no mani nyina say yera John Dramani Mahama need to be applauded because he has been honest, truthful and faithful to Ghanaians by sticking to appointing 60 ministers no ono kra no ye major plaza ye nim say ba bia ye call so no ye set ye no mani nyina real
okay window your friend say chief of staff of the vice president. Now read the number of personalities. Lady Cabo didn't say, "Maybe I must have a lawyer." Constitution say there shall be 19 cabinet ministers, and I just
not more than 19.
And
not less than 10.
Any constitution. Akufo-Addo, it could 126.
And no ministers, as well as the cabinet.
But
so within the ministers, that's where you get your cabinet.
And I didn't see Mukwan say ministers around the cabinet.
There be we ministers need be normal before.
Me say the American Matthias Yepa. Me say those ministers now be you. I don't know man form cabinet. Now so ko additional be come me say.
No, senior. The only say within ministers, ministers na uni a cabinet.
Me say constitutional prescribable there shall be 19 I say 19 ministries. I say we only need
but have we ever had 19 ministries?
I don't American ones them say
no.
The American one antias you.
Of Matthias say
I know but what media na say.
I don't think so na say yɛnyina Ghanafoɔ nyinaa boy His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ba sɛ
obi munya matwam 19 wo so sɛ mana
yɛbɔ na ba so sɛ
19 matwam hɔ Akufo-Addo twam wo so watwam
enti deɛ ɛsɛ yɛbɔ na ba so ne sɛ
China ekuta 20 ministers na yɛnkoa kuroketo ate sɛ Ghana obi tini ekata na ni 126 ministers
ɛno nti na ɛsɛ yɛbɔ wo sɛ amayɔ sɛm ayɛ no yɛ compare
ba CJ also me book na me try no
yes
on ba me 7 e bia akoka na mo kan wasem
yeah
ni nyina obuku nu de ba me ase ɛno na yɛ a Africa ho betoy no ɛno na constitute book no e bia me ma lawyer no me nua ba ko ba
thank you
parliament kwa no se peniye pa I was say to Obama parliamentarians on independent ticket. I'm telling you, my cowboy where because South Rip system ne nyema ekoso no amado do na kra mfo wo mo I etimo po and decide ma wo constituency. We take block decisions. Our parliament ni na ekutia
no our system whipping system no yema yen clear way. The SC boy John Dramani Mahama Basso. Who say Ghana no SC akuya nim do baby. But under Fourth Republic he is the only president what ba or starting with 60 ministers.
The challenge
lawyer.
My problem when it comes to whether it is 20 or 60 or they are all numbers. You can have even 30 ministers who are inefficient. You can have 30 ministers who can appoint behind the scene. Obotum wafa personal aid bi waha wafa
advisor bi waha
they will not come. That is why the issue of the vice president office now these are official appointments to the office of the vice president who will be paid by the state.
Who will be giving up
who are going to serve in their capacity and in fact when you check even some of the political appointees, whether deputy regional organizer, national organizers, they are already in the fleet.
Yes,
they've already won an Wokita saloon cars just when NDC won part, they have started riding V8. In this country, 1 year, 1 minister, so the fact that the party came to power, they've all started using Land Cruisers. Let's not behave like ostriches.
So how then do we? Okay.
My point, and Osha said there's a tangent.
CJ,
on say a issue by no, and Ghana, ayana yetumi refi on them. Yanko say. Yera Baumia office. Chief of Staff Yera Mahama and no list buyer amount for a starting raising issues no. Yera Baumia office no. Na ebi ohana na ebi no. When he was the vice president. Exactly. That's I will get to the list. That's more of I said I'll give it to you before
you give it to me. That doesn't say so of away.
Chief of Staff
I
under Bawumia's office.
What of Friday?
Former Fred Owari official. I'll give you the list. Let the program progress. Mention me more. There is no chief of the when he was speaking. And now constitutional research now. Now after I will be stand order near the program. If you have anything, take the pen and we write it down. When I'm done, then you also come in. The SCA when he say. Ukrowe mu yera John Dramani Mahama na memu obobu ne bin sida 60 ministers or de ba no yero dike ayasi your born abaso say obi more than 100 ministers and omo V8 and omo offices yero na na dan kwa Kufuado
one of the president
okay
Arabian king
okay
of
abutre
no let's talk about the
Arabian king
you're a CJ into you're John Dramani Mahama CJ a politician here we are a member of parliament come to our region we have senior members of parliament who equally qualifies to be appointed as ministers but you're John Mahama say let's sacrifice for the interest of this country we need to applaud him it's the reason why Ghanaians are applauding His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in his appointment. Daddy, yes,
appointment but then omani
nyeho but the omni say there be omani nyeho che say there be presidents aba the yera
over
and the manhwe yera the na the constituency work can say na na rodan kwa Kufuado oyi yera atachia as minister a ofini krom adensi na yera Mahama abadia Onosun MP no Omani ministerial position and MP from Boli he qualifies to be a minister but Yera Mahama said no I don't know that down kwa Kufuado here you know Ghana for to abetia no Ghana for kasa no ntie no so we can also behave as some here no because how come a president comes from my constituency now appointing minister meanwhile 60 ministers it will take only His Excellency John Dramani Mahama who thinks about the well-being of the people. So MPP administration can never be compared to this administration. I'll give you the list of the people under before we leave the studio this morning. And if it was wrong, and sometimes I don't want even to compare MPP to NDC, John Dramani Mahama, because looking at his appointment, look at the ministers, almost 80% almost tasty ministerial position there. Name them. With the experience of Modeba. Now we'll share John Dramani Mahama by within today is 22 days. One office mu look at the environment, the business class now they have hope. Almost share their John Bayer. Almost share their John Bayer and John Bay deliver. And John Bay deliver. And again, we share a year to a berry. Say na a lawyer can say omo isu Land Cruiser ni aban wakoto Land Cruiser fi amanoni aba. What I mean saying is also organizer be organizer not the pool is there. Organizer doesn't have access to a government the pool. No, he's just throwing anything into the air.
Really?
Yes. Organizer Ben or your own for organizer chronic into it. CJ, Obia you soon a card that. And here John Dramani Mahama Bayano. Look at how modest are why. Saving Ponanado starting high private jets. Yes.
We know people. Send a lawyer can. Yeah. You know, in the last 2-3 weeks. You mix them and you ask Talina, we know a lot of
CJ,
them.
one thing I saw CJ, what changes in this say? CJ, Obi your businessman.
There's no need justifying.
No, there's the need to justify.
Really?
Nippana by justifying it say. Abayi the minister CCR the Yaboni Dia Okosum. What is it? Is it MPA woman or bar with
Petroleum Commission?
Exactly. You can criticize it because at the end of the day, Ghana is scanning a debate to Yanika. But if a party person are in a private business, now in the space, yes, party person. At the end of the day, you are now a member of parliament. What about parliament? The law mandate the president to submit the total number of ministers and presidential staffers. When that list is brought before us, not say a CD. Yes. Okay, say be chairman be using a car or be using a car. Say, is it a state car and a private car?
You see, Nancy, chairman Omare Wadie, you could see the car. Later, the car has been returned to him after investigations. And he will justify it here will be private car, say a near buying car. Then my private car. No. Now, where do we place Omariwa any issue? No, any here, what here, NDC member of parliament to justify say, will be the V8 for your position, or the other power, or the Range Rover for your position, or the other power. Where do we place the two?
You place the two, so we are buying institution. That's all your investigation. You make sure you put your tools in the right way. Sebia, if you are coming for CGR, Uncle G CGR there. No one say Obashema we na enya buy there. Inti ebi na mo so motia can say obi o use a private car. When him say na buy na bentino, uko chase no, say the amount for chase your money why there no or so no. Omo it was wrong. Inti omotia we no. CJ yes, say you want to say,
but those you make progress.
Mama yen na akuye ni no yen kasenti MPP amemu na hye yen kra ne yankoye bi. Yeti kroma if next a year aka see fight corruption there. All right ba ye. Said you be abahwe say it was good or bad way no. Ora no the main motive no was to fight corruption, identify corrupt actors. But look at how MPP they were chastising those working.
Lawyer there were other issues, but send your time.
I'll give you the list.
You see, baby Agana Yedru no. Oh yeah, I am not the type. I want to always go into the very past and then do NDC, MPP, win a year, saying a winner or year day. When you go there, you will not grow. But you see, records be set straight. This is not the first time President Mahama was the president of Ghana. In 2012 to 2016, he was the president of this country. I just went into memory lane. In 2013, official appointment ministers by John Dramani Mahama, full list of Mahama's ministers, or 101 under John Dramani Mahama. This is the list. 101. Only 101. Full list of Mahama's ministers. So if after 8 years in opposition and upon sober reflection as to how our managed Ghana before and our concerns of Ghanaians, it's urgent that one of the ways obotum wa boama ya cut down national pairs is to reduce ministers to 60. But we shouldn't behave like ostriches and behave as if he has never been there before, where he had made over 100 appointments, official ministers of state. My second point is that working with 30 or 40 or 60 ministers doesn't mean anything. It's just a number. The reality in the day, in one was some abano, and as Ghanaians, there were so many ways what them Krofube read the governance system watching or maniska indirectly through dubious ways. And that is the issue when I talked about ABR government functionaries, one and our ABR regional executives and national executives are in a matter of weeks. What Zama was Sama Wana say you can't help it. But the point is that we will end up in the same story whereby state assets will be given to non-state functionaries just because party has changed hands, power has changed hands. Now, the last thing I want to, the comment I want to pass here is that yeti kromade wakasa pi na kufado amamwo ena say na oye na Mahama na. You see, Ghana, that's why they've given you the mandate. If you go back in a CD 1 CD to 4 CDs, what is the percentage in 4 CDs to 16 CDs? You talked about the Nanado no the Ghana CD fee 4 CDs. Now make sure there when you work what they are no what they are no answer now be call for no now if you want if you work the mathematics in terms of how numbers range from 1 to 4, Now we working from 4 to 16. You see the percentage differences. All I'm saying is that I'm not going to stand here saying Nana give Ghana the best of governance. For me, but the key thing is that what am I NDC and I'm a hammer. And you said something. From time Yanka Sampa Abanu, 1 year sha simple. You might go to Ghana Revenue Authority. Just an appointment of a commissioner general. For 1 week, GRA has no peace. People have gathered at the junction of GRA. What's warm up, Papani Meye Juma? What's work as simple war GRA Crampono? They are not giving them peace to work. And you are telling me, say, this is the governance that Ghanaians voted for. You mentioned in his own backyard, Bolebam, everywhere, say every appointment, NCA. Obia NCA. And what are they saying? Who has come out to even speak against these things? When the president makes the order, president on one order now example there people are disrespecting the orders of the president. And we are here, and you come on stage, and you are not bold to confront these things and say, what I didn't say less than 1 month. Look at the chaos. Frida Yato Obama on from January 8th. Bepe Monde. Asumdria, our friend Asumdria. Is that what Ghanaians voted for? Please, the government is in your hands. I want to see change. The people want to see the issues that you promised. Women Development Bank. Yeah, establish Mpensenpensenmu for every promise that you made to Ghanaians, we are here to monitor and watch you deliver to the good people of Ghana. Them Subana said, even when we know that our people are erring, even when we know that things are wrong, even when it suits us, yes. So on suit yenda, no the candidate yet to Kroma. John Mama, I wish him well. I will never wish NDC road because Obano Oba yinga yetimubi. But Orichia from the beginning, assassin onye, what we are seeing from day one, the way the party foot soldiers are behaving in this country. So one in the border, baby Ghana, what do you know? It will be disastrous. We are setting bad precedents for this country.
But that's it. Wafa, I remember when Yakubi war on Obama.
The woman say, "Memom de mehunu say Ghana and she share na dibu man nye." Enkoye kuraanti ama the governance be architecture no any government behavior no. You can't distinguish between NDC and MPP. Look, Tamana Vito Solome, your friend saying, finance minister. Dollar. Me said, Emrebina me kwa to radio tape. Me kwa show. Was me on fralaba abusa dollar buansana wetumi amame CD equivalent. Ghana for we fear assemon time.
Dum so nyina yetine mokroma.
Hwe. Do mama said you can you wish well. Nemo we say 80% of ekrofo no bebu man no. Ono ma ya adwuma danyasa. So we want to see the new him. Meba. NDC from oh nyabotre. NDC TMasa. NDC from community resetting and all inclusive aspect of your governance, no. You where lies the inclusiveness? You what you are not on China. And na toilet na MPP nitiano. And this is what Pamnaji. It is the mere change of government and will be continue fear unemployed. No be ababesho. And here is a cyclical. I mean, so transfer your badging bar. Uba who say MPP near DC. What's my quack say you are much of a muchness. Now, I don't know. Mamma Chow says, Obia school feed your baby. My dear friend, please, Moniaka, more your point to be crabs of Montpellier. Sani Paraman appointment on Yaganini. Mesra, Yawado Mama, Diaba Crampesu Dika Pa, Ibrahim Mahama, Nimiano. Sa box side, a Duman warrior within a year, a coup for the MPP, ya. Ama Casabre, Nipa Branya Dumaya, a yummy ya, and a son of Hydro, ya Jacoma China for, Ghana Niba Yaduma. What's all Jacoma China for? If you want, went to me, Do they approve say Ibrahim or the competency and the capacity? Me ba da bi o de masa guy. Dan ko kwa. Me pa cho. Me ba masa. Masa. I can say me ba. We bogo.
No, it's in a private jet. No, the man need no, they be boss.
We case law. We na me lawyer tie. Mo se mo manenye. It was suspected say e ke fie nwotwe no. Yeah, production. Me pacho. Ibrahim, show commitment. Sir, make my order video ko good site. Why employment nyina. Ana regional minister, Shanti regional minister ni won to me. Akwose free site ho so money nyadwuma no. Me ba nyabotre. Na wo mo Chinese ni ye twa me so mu kura no. Se Ghana ni koya adwuma. And Ibrahim Wokan, Obi Area Road in South Africa. Obi Watcher Ibrahim Abuano, or Manuka Yam Ibrahim Abuano. Me pacho, me the Mamuna maker. Oh, Massa. Now, we're not going to need a yet my fagana for. As I give you back to society. Now, and PP for yeah. Was someone prima guy in every man. I don't feel what Ghana for deprived woman. More come up and the benefiter and can money benya in terms of revenue and corporate taxes and then about zero na yachicho ma we say ya dear mama myself finance form and many we have no we are in full support of it because only horobia timi nobody obianwa obani muso obeye.
Okay.
Me pacho eti fa bibia to nchen ye nyina ta wachi because madam you businessman ade aduma beba ma o man na akonanim. I am in full support. Nemom toilet in the mama ngitie muso mo ko two fresh toilet. Oh tie me o ma gigi ni nyina. Oh, lawyer, Omaya.
I see a condemn. And this idea. But
who defend indefensible? When are the people call you know? Maybe the way and what's that here? May born can say, sir, defense game name people for play. Nana nyare nana ya dia nana ya ti ani no na wo muda form brim Mr. Jem we want to see the new you what about fofora said you also wakonya a lot of experience under your sleeves you know we want you to prove to Ghanaians ye mu bi de ekoya ye bebo abaso enkoya me una to aduane ma mi di kwa ne enkoya me kama dwena kire because I'm ready. Me Ghana near my sacrifice for say Oma will be here. Afei land reclamation. Galam say and sasna say no.
What for now this year, mami?
Yewra mama. Ye mu bia ready say ye dia mu be gym na ya reclaim lands no. Near converting it into a very useful friend say. Eti makwan ye nyam fi adwemu na ye nsase ye yam hihie ye ma dache. Near to reclaim land, near Duas and Rio, commercial trees in Yebedio, Yemuana, Yen reclaim land, no, Name Arabo again. Eti, Mede, Kakam, what can say?
Okay.
Yera Mama, Nemum, on crack the whip at all time. Woman, what disrespect Ghana for? What abuse office now, Peso Cohon. Menqua Madrina, a quabu will say. I me rofo pakam no air con crying. Usuba born into so.
Yeah.
I was so seen of this one. You guys what track on
all right. Ofa me da say honorable Mansana Baba, let me deal with a few of the Facebook comments now. If I may wrap it up. Michael Ofe Boahine or say I think lawyer's submission is one that holds good weight. One must understand that the politics in Ghana is undergoing a serious shift, and the act of comparing the past and the present is not a good one for our future. And only there or the buyer, and this one also says George Kingsley or Ben Doi or the CJ. The 1 Ghana to $1 they are referring to was as a result of the CD appreciation President Kufuor did. And also there or the Abba and I'm going to say Ghana just needs laws that give some persons security of tenure. And corruption will be nipped in the bud. Politics has made some persons ineffective in discharging their duties for fear of retribution. So as a people, we want to fight corruption successfully. The laws must be well crafted to give security of tenure to some state institution officials. Atoboysen on Facebook, Nedia or the buyer, no. William Churchill Ahado said that's why Ghanaians voted them out. They must get busy at work and stop the songs of praise. Also there or they buy no. There's one here or say Mahama should bring back the euro. And also there they haba no. And we also say Honorable Dike is a great man of God. Ghanaians needs to listen to his advice, and Ghana will never be the same. Daniel Into on Facebook, and Isaac Hafiz. I say, Honorable Lawyer Yabuama, the future of Western region is surely in your hands. We believe in you, Hafiz. Baumia or the Esia and on also so de and no ebae. Honorable Mankwa. Yes, sorry, you wrap it up.
Me da say. Na me ka say see Yera John Dramani Mahama wa nemu omomoko ye vice president officer chief of staff kan na lawyer say bin see kromada. CJ, the chief of staff at the office of the vice president Fred Owari. Nana Fred Owari oyehwan Ezali has refuted claims of Dr. Mahmoud Baumia being presumptive candidate for the New Patriotic Party. City, and get it? I'll provide you with a list. It was official. It is official. This is official. You can official. This is city. Go. You can go there. Chief of staff. No.
So that I give. See, when Dr. Baumia set up his campaign office, where the chief of staff that I know, when you're setting the campaign,
that's what you know, and this is what I've said. You
can setting the campaign office, that campaign office, and I setting the chief of staff of the vice president, but it was for campaign office. It's Uber campaign, but
and not for his tenure as the vice president.
As the vice president of
vice president. No, it was his tenure. So now let's go.
Former vice president, not our chief of staff for the
in his office. That's of Fred Owari. You, I'll get you. Speaker.
Checking with the official records.
Exactly.
Was more parliament. Yes, officers of the government. Parliament.
That's why I was starting. I was just looking for it. Na me sanka na menya we no. Wetin I was starting I make catch you say, why don't you wait for Yera John Dramani Mahama ni bibia mewie. Nyame adom, you are not a member of parliament. You will be privy to all these documents because as part of requirements, he has to present this to members of parliament. Exactly. And what you John Dramani Mahama here, you were saying, sir, it's not about the numbers, it's about the qualities. It's about the numbers. Being a minister, 123 ministers, almost spend expenses. What goes into that? Almost bungalows. You are citing party people for driving V8. Me, I have not seen them. Drive V8. But if you are citing party people, now Sisiano moving from 123 to 60, look at the difference now. Look at how much you are going to see. Why savings? You have to applaud him. Yes. Yes.
Emma on Sevu yes, sorry.
So give us the benefit of the doubt. And we are open to criticism.
Political advice.
And your body on.
No, so he has
the right.
You have the right, but you have to save more.
He has the right. We're restricting him to 60 ministers. That's the promise he gave. But staffers, no. Oh, no, no. Mahama beto na sian oguso to obeto na sian na this year when said ye koso a man for attack office it is wrong ya condemn hwe the MPP
ya condemnation
ya condemn obia no ho it was true so omokoye anamo atu omoko obia no
ojeri enu
they were there I'm so obia no sisian. No, I'm not saying say they were not there. Omutu anamo na enye ebi sibiem but yemo yewura Mahama ba so say Nina Kabus anya na road officer na ayo musime mayan ko yachi cessation of toilet na I was this it I was exactly
honorable Nicholas
different
honorable Nicholas
I say CJ mamin kai Ghana for say
CJ Honorable Nicholas Awankwa, member of parliament for Amenfi East constituency. Honorable Isaac Buamanyako is a member of parliament for Efia constituency. Namianu of Akwesia de Odike, founder and leader, Union Government. Yes, sorry.